2021, born out of the pandemic, Lost Satellite burst into orbit and released its debut album, Either Way. Then in 2022, putting out what is one of the last collaborative recordings from the late great singer-songwriter Mark Lanegan. Joe Compton sat down with the man who created all of this, Alex Ortiz, and discussed all of this and more as we turn the spotlight on the indie rock band Lost Satellite. So, Alex, just to get everybody acquainted, tell everybody the name of your band and what you do in the band.
Okay, so the band is Lost Satellite. I wrote all the songs. I play the guitar and sing in the band. I started this project on my own, and basically I tried to find musicians to record the album because I did all the demos on my own.
A challenge for a band that is not in America is connecting to an American audience. And I'm kind of curious, was that ever a thought process for you? Were you ever thinking about that aspect of it? Or was it more of, you know what, I'm going to play the music I really want to play and not worry about any of that?
I would say it's a mix of both, specifically because this first album is a really personal album to me. It's something that I should have done probably 10 years ago. Some of the songs are about 10 years old. Stuff that I've been writing on my own that I could not use in my previous band in Paris. And at some point, I decided that they should be somewhere. And so I thought that it was time to move on and record them. I get your point about, I mean, it's very personal. It's the music that I want to make and the music that was inside me.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no process about trying to reach any specific audience. It was just about doing something for myself first. What is actually difficult for us is the fact that we don't sound that modern at all.
Yeah.
It's really we are in a time frame somewhere between 90 something to early 2000s,
Uh-huh.
and it sounds really American to me. And think about it, when we did that, I was living in Spain, in south of Spain, so nobody was there to support us during this, in the land of the flamenco music. It was kind of a bold move to try to do something with this type of music in South Spain. But of course, I mean, in the back of my mind, I know, and actually that's what I see in the statistics I can get from Spotify or other platforms, that
Mm-hmm.
most of the people who listen to our stuff are based in the US or in Northern Europe, like Scandinavia, Germany,
Mm-hmm.
these type of places.
I've talked to musicians who were kind of playing the music you were playing in the '90s, and you mentioned that you should have done this 10 years ago. But don't you feel like maybe you would have been lost in the shuffle a little bit more, so that the timing is almost kismet in a way that you now putting this out there now, because there is a nostalgic feel to it. You heard JD and I talk about
Yeah.
your music and how it resonated with us and kind of sat with us because it sounded like the music that we recognize. So do you feel like, in a way, it's kind of nice that you're kind of reliving nostalgia at this point?
Yeah. I agree. I agree because again, I'm in my 40s now. If I had done this before, as you said, I would probably been lost in the middle of other things, similar projects.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would not say it's a unique product because it's not. But you're right. I mean, at least sound-wise and the way songs are written, I think it's probably a good moment to, yeah, to release this kind of stuff now. Specifically, that, I mean, it's crazy that I'm talking to you now, and it's crazy that I've been doing interviews or getting reviews from all over the world without any kind of support from a label or whatsoever.
Mm,
So it just proved the positive sides of social media. That's the beauty of it. That's what I like about it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's changed the game, and it's changed everything about music. And I think more people discover it through social media than they've ever discovered it, which is in a way sad because record stores were always a passion of mine. But more people are finding it online than they are in record stores these days.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
you have you been out and played this music live?
Yeah, so we've been playing in Spain, in Portugal a bit.
Uh huh.
Uh, that's another thing. Now, so I'm back in France. So the band is still in Spain, but as I'm based here now, I'm also playing with, let's say, a French team,
Uh huh.
and I would like to play the album here in France and Belgium as well, if possible. It's my country, so I would love to do it. Um, it's also something that's very difficult for us. Again, think about it. We release an album on our own without any kind of support in the middle of a pandemic and without booking agent and nothing. Everything we've done, uh, we have provoked it.
Uh huh.
Whether I mean, we met Alan Johannes because I wanted to meet with him and I tried and it worked out.
Some of these songs are 10 years old. You polished them up. What did you learn about your style from taking that from 10 years ago to now? What did you realize in your evolution as a songwriter and a musician from those songs you wrote 10 years ago to putting them on the album now?
I would say what I've learned is that pretty much every song on the album can be played on a piano or on a guitar on your own.
Nice.
uh, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I believe personally, I think all songs, all good songs, should be like this. Like if you can play it on a piano or on a guitar on your own, if it works, then you have something. To the point that we've been working on alternative version of the songs. Like on the album, there's a song called "Don't Go Away." This one, I have an alternative version. It's only piano and cello. Whole album. It's totally
Wow.
different approach to the song. And I've done several others like this. Eventually, they will come out. Yeah, and actually, when we released the acoustic EP, part of the reason why we did it was because we were playing shows, acoustic shows, like as a duo in Spain to promote the album as well. So we've been doing full band gigs and also in cafes and bars and stuff, playing just as an acoustic duo. And we were rearranging all the songs of the album as an acoustic duo, and they were
Mhm.
sounding good. I thought we should be doing something with it, and that's how the idea of the EP came out.
So, how did you get in touch with Mark Lanigan? How did that all
Oh,
start?
so this is a funny story. So first of all, I'm a massive fan.
Uh,
That forever. I met him once a long, long time ago. We were working on this idea of doing an acoustic EP, and I remember going to a radio station in Spain to promote the album, and we were playing two songs. And coming out, I had this idea. I went to my guitar player. I said, "You know what? It would be great if we could record this song and have Mark sing on it." And then I realized that actually Alan Johannes had produced some of his records. So I got in touch with Alan, and he said, "Yeah, I can try. Can't promise much, but I can try." So he said, instead of talking about this forever, just send me the song and let's see. And for some reason, he liked it and recorded the very next day.
is it weird to think that you might have the last recording he's ever done? Is it
um,
pretty close?
I don't know. Actually, unfortunately when he passed away, someone asked me, and it
Yeah.
can be, but I'm not sure 100%. What I can tell you is that this has been recorded in November 2021.
Yeah. He probably
Maybe.
has something he did, probably playing around in his studio or something like that.
Mm.
But that's really wow. I mean, do you? It's such a weird. Life is so weird, right? It's just like here you are basking in this moment, and he's gone.
Yeah, it's really weird, and I will always have the regret that I could not thank him personally for
Yeah.
this, because actually we did not meet for this. We did not even speak. So yeah, it's sad. I'm very blessed to have had this opportunity, but yeah, it's sad, really sad.
When you got this recording from him, what did he add to it that you didn't have before?
Some depth.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I will never forget so I received his track. I was in the south of France working on something, and I remember I was so excited. I could not believe. Like, I remember I was traveling for business stuff, and I got the news from Alan basically the day before that he said yes. But I had no idea if I would have it back in a day, a week, 6 months. Never. Just had no idea. And I remember the next day receiving the email with the tracks, and I listened to it. Like, was just think about it, no music, just a voice.
Yeah.
Was just so weird, the weirdest thing ever. And and when I returned home, I was so excited. So I opened Pro Tools, dropped the track in, and just me editing his voice, not tuning it, but just selecting. Okay, that's how I hear the collab. Like, you should be singing here, there, blah blah. It was so strange.
No fun, my babe, no fun. No fun, my babe, no fun. No fun to hang around, feeling that same old way. No fun to hang around.
This day and age, being able to use Pro Tools and to connect, via internet and things like that. For you, being a pure musician, you write all the songs, you do all the arrangements. Is it weird now, or is it just become normal for you to be able to do it that way?
Well, it's normal. It's a great tool, uh, but I still like the connection humans have sharing something or trying to
Hmm.
develop an idea in the same room. This you don't you. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's great having Pro Tools. It's a great working tool, but I still prefer spending time with my friends in a room jamming, and then take the idea back home, work on it, and return to the rehearsal room a couple of days later and try again. But definitely, I mean, Pro Tools, it's a must.
Mhm.
It's a must. You must be able to use Pro Tools or whatever any other DAW if you want to be a musician or at least a bit serious about it in 2022.
Do you write every day? Is that your discipline?
Uh,
How do you keep going with the music?
uh,
Because
uh,
you do have other things going on in your
yeah.
life, as you mentioned.
So the short answer is no. Now, no, I have peers that I have. I'm kind of really productive,
Uh,
and then for tons of reasons, I can't open Pro Tools for 3 4 weeks,
mhm,
which is not necessarily bad because it's good to forget about certain things when you're stuck sometimes,
mhm,
and then come back to it later on. But no, I don't really have a routine. I try to play guitar every other day,
mhm.
and there's no rule. Most of the songs come from me playing while watching TV or doing something else. Actually, like like having my kid around or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I record, I try to do it at night
Uh-huh.
because it's quiet and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can record silently. So actually,
yeah.
I've done most of the first album at night.
What do your bandmates add to this that you don't have? Is it depth as well? Do they give it some depth? What do you, when you send them the music? and they send you something back, what are you always surprised by?
So actually, I need to explain this. So when I started this project, as I told you, I'd done all the demoing on my own,
Uh huh.
and then I played with René, the drummer, for 6 months, just the
Uh
two
huh.
of us, so we could think very seriously on all the drum bits. And basically, he found a bass player who is in the band, Eduardo, and we played together, I think, 3 times. Then the pandemic hit, and we went straight to the studio to record it. So
Oh, nice. So
we
you
did.
guys did that all live.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
actually, no. We recorded. So what we've done, the process was slightly different. So originally, so I need to go back to 2019.
Okay.
2019, before even playing with any of the guys, I was doing all the demos, and uh, I flew to Barcelona to one of the Alan Johannes gig, in because I'm a fan and because I wanted to have a chance to chat with him, which
Hmm.
actually happened. So that's how we met, and we've been chatting for some time, sending him stuff, and we finally agreed that we would work together on it. And he was supposed to come to Spain to record it, and pandemic hit, so it could not happen. So we had to change plans. So what we've done is that the drummer played on the demos I've done. Then I delete all the different tracks, and we've rebuilt everything on top. Um, I sent the sessions to Alan, and then we've been sending sessions to each other. And he's done some guitars at his place. He actually contributed quite a lot, like in creating some interesting vibes underneath the songs. He plays guitar. I mean, atmospheric guitars, I would call them, on most of the songs. And I play all the other parts on my own and all the keys and stuff. So that's what we've done for the first one. For the second album we're working on, um the we work differently.
Uh-huh.
So I start the demos on my own. I send the guitar player the sessions. He send them back to me. So we work like this, and I go whenever I can to Spain because I have family there in Sevilla, and we can rehearse and then take the idea back home, change again. So that's what we do. So I have no doubts that the second album will sound very different,
Mm.
because I would say that the first one is probably a more solo album than a band album,
Uh-huh.
and I think it will sound more like a band, the second one,
That's awesome.
because of this.
Because I mean, the first album is so amazing. I can't imagine you knock me off my chair, man, with the second
Thank
one.
you. No, it's gonna be different. And actually,
Yeah,
I don't know. I have 8 songs. So I don't know
nice.
what it's gonna be, but uh, I made a promise to myself that I will not touch an acoustic guitar in the entire process.
Hmm. What do you feel like? I'm curious to get your opinion on this because we're in such a weird culture right now where singles are ruling the roost. And what is it about albums that you think is people are missing out on? What do you think albums? Do you like the album concept? Or are you more along the lines of what's going on now with singles and things of that
Well,
nature?
I like albums. I prefer, if I think about my work and how what I've been enjoying since I was a teenager about music. I like albums. I like
Hmm.
concepts. I like Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, for instance, or any album of the 90s is been thoroughly thought from the first track to the last one.
Hmm.
That's what I like, the vibe of it, of the overall album. but the reality is, our friends, the algorithm, they don't like the albums. Then you have to adapt. So that's why I'm telling you that I think we will, whether we like it or not, we will be forced to change the way we approach things for the next one. We'll probably record a batch of songs. I don't know, 10, 12, 8, whatever, and then decide how we launch them.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I think it's specifically for bands like us, like totally independent with more than limited support. It's a mistake to launch it in one go. Like, okay,
Mhm.
this is my album. Terrible idea. So I think it would be much smarter to eventually release a couple of singles or 2 EPs before, and then at the end add 2, 3, 4 more songs and print this on vinyl and sell it as an album. But I
Mhm.
think it makes more sense like this to upload content more regularly.
You know, I've worked in the film industry for a long time, and the thing that changed the film industry was DVD, Blu-ray, you know, where we could do commentary, we could do special little features and stuff like that. Are you looking at that kind of stuff for the vinyl aspect of it to give your fans a little bit of extra, you know, for reward for buying the album?
Yes, absolutely. It's something that I'm already working on.
Nice.
Yes.
So you mentioned, you know, how hard it is to do this on your own and put it together. But I'm wondering, what do you love about being an indie artist? What is it about being an indie artist that you gravitate towards?
That's a difficult one because I just do it for myself, really.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing that motivates me because I like it. It's a way of expressing certain things, and I'm not expecting any kind of recognition or success or fame. If I get a major hit, great, awesome. But it's not what I'm looking for, really. I'm just looking for to put out and play on stage some things that I've been writing about and have fun with my friends, and if possible, play gigs all over Europe, and why not in the US? Who knows?
Yeah, we'd love that. I would come see
Thank
it.
you. It may sound stupid, but every single time I see someone ordering something on Bandcamp, whether it's one song or a CD or all the songs, I'm just blown away, and I send personal messages to each and every one of them, which, funnily enough, nobody replies. I don't know why, and I do it because I really feel it. Like I think it's crazy that people buy my stuff. It really moves me, and I do it because I really feel it's incredible. But for some reason, people buy it. You send them a message. They don't say, "Oh, I don't know." They could react. Nobody replies. It's funny. Maybe they're too shy. I don't know.
So if you get a message from somebody named Alex from Lost Satellite, it's real. Answer it, everybody.